The following announcement is paid for by the Wrestling with Nerds.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, I'm John St. John, and you are watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast.
This honky tonk man, greatest intercontinental champion of all time, and you're watching Wrestling with Nerds podcast. Yes, that's my favorite. Shake, rattle, and roll.
What's going on, wrestling nerds, and welcome to this week's episode of the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. We are going to talk about all things wrestling and possible effects of current events onto our wrestling. Joining me on the show is Ryan Fry, the Guru.
What's up?
That was so delayed, made me think that I was delayed.
Well, I was waiting on my volume quit working for a minute.
Oh, and then returning to the show, Mike Campigio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
So, no Fat Man. He's enjoying hot air balloons, but we got it covered.
Real hot air balloons, not like. Never mind.
I had a feeling where that was going, and I'm happy you stopped talking. Well, okay, let's, I guess, go there. Does WWE still go to Saudi Arabia? And I will throw this to the Guru because he probably has a better mind towards it than we do, or at least I do.
Maybe I do too.
Unless there's an executive order from the President of the United States, I would imagine they're gonna go to Saudi Arabia still.
You would imagine?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless there's some sort of executive order put in place where there's a travel ban or something of that nature, I believe they will go to Saudi Arabia still. I don't see anything changing on that. I know that it's a lot closer to probably they want to be to Iran at the moment, but we'll see how the week plays out first.
Yeah, because we're now waiting on possible retaliatory strikes on U.S. bases.
Do you figure their travel day is going to be Wednesday?
Yeah, because I think they're doing SmackDown there.
SmackDown is from there on Friday. So
where's Raw though?
They'll be back in the States by then.
No, I was talking about like this Monday because
they're in shoot, I had it on top of my tongue.
It has to be somewhere on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. It's got to be somewhere close.
I'm looking. Nope, that's June 16th. We don't want June 16th. Columbus.
Okay.
Columbus, Ohio. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's still.
They'll get a connecting flight to DC and then they'll be on their way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say that look for a decision to be made by Wednesday.
Now, does Night of Champions at that point, if it does get shit canned that they're not going, how fast can they get it turned around to have it hosted here, or do you think they cancel it completely?
Well, I mean, they have a giant performance center in Orlando that they could easily just do the show there.
Mm-hmm.
Not a. It is small though for NXT.
I mean, it works, and it's a place to do the show that you don't have to hurry up and rent an arena.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
that's a good point.
Yeah,
And I
everything's
would've-
already there.
I
And
mean,
I would've
otherwise you gotta hope. I would imagine they probably already made the travel to DC, so you're gonna have to look for something that's available in the area quick as possible. That
And I
doesn't
would've
have
s-
anything lined up.
And I would think that they were already starting backup negotiations probably today, this morning, especially after
Oh,
last night. They probably
Probably
started
weeks ago.
you think weeks ago.
Well, I would say the episode what occurred last night probably put everything in full
Mhm.
speed, where they
Yeah.
look for their backup plan.
Well, that's enough of current events. Let's bring it over to Monday Night Raw. Ryan, what do you want to touch upon first?
Blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't know what's next.
Oh, gotcha. It looks like we are getting Goldberg and Gunther. I know some people aren't very happy about that, but as Ryan's been saying for an ungodly amount of time, that this is gonna be Goldberg's retirement run or retirement match.
Match. It's been
Match.
advertised on
Yep.
SmackDown. It got advertised as his final match.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel about Goldberg coming back for one match?
I'm not a fan of it. I and this is why. If he came back and they kept that hit, it's his final match secret, because isn't it for the title?
It is for
Well,
the title.
Keep that secret. So when he loses, he could, that's it, thank you. Because now, there's no way in hell he wins.
Yeah, there's no way.
This is
So,
where
Mike, you're not happy with it either?
I mean, I'm okay with it, but knowing that it's now not like a retirement run per se, it's just a match.
yeah,
It's
if
like
it was a run, I would have been happy.
yeah, but I mean, if it's still a match, just not do it for the title because there's no way he's gonna win. There's no way they're gonna give him the title.
Unless they're just gonna vacate it when he goes, all right, I'm done. And then vacant's the, what, 150th champion of everywhere?
I mean, I get what you both are saying, but I think you both are missing the most obvious thing that's there. There's a certain visionary guy walking around with a briefcase.
Okay. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, but that goes back to you bitching about them turning it around and cashing it in.
At least it wasn't on the same night.
Yeah, but you've been championing people to hold on to it.
But when Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, does he really need to hold on to it all the way to WrestleMania again?
I'm not saying hold on to it till WrestleMania. It feels rushed.
Why does it feel rushed? So right now, everything is so stagnant and so bland going on both shows, to be honest with you, that it's time to launch this. I wish they would figure out a name for
I
this
was to
damn
say they don't even have a
faction,
name for them.
because this Seth Rollins group is really hard to get off your tongue.
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense. It would jumpstart. It would get us out of this bland run that WWE's kind of been in for. I don't want to say bland as in like nothing's been good, but like it's been the same stories now. If you look at it for almost 2 years, with Gunther and the world title and Jay and all of that stuff, it's been a 2-year run. It seems like, or at least a 1.5-year run.
And for
This
some of it, it's been
gets us-
a 12-year run.
This gets us out of it. Putting Rollins as the world heavyweight champion gets us out of that Gunther run where I don't know. There might be a chance where they make Gunther a face. Just to see what kind of reaction he would get. I'll go back to the Goldberg thing. I've seen a lot of people on the internet and a lot of people on social media think this is horrible and nobody wants to see Goldberg or any of this kind of stuff. Guess what? Are you looking at me? It's not about you. if you weren't around for Goldberg's first run and how dynamic it was, even fans cheered for a 4-minute match back then because it was so explosive. This man deserves to have a retirement match. He
Oh.
set the world on fire.
I
No,
think we all agree on that.
No, the internet doesn't. The internet thinks he should just go away because nobody wants to see old.
Oh, I was talking about us three.
No, us three are on the same page. But as far as the internet goes, this is Goldberg's farewell match. He's having a match. He's going against Gunther. Is he going to squash Gunther? Maybe. Is he? Why? Because Gunther's is overstepping Goldberg and thinking about what's next. And you shouldn't do that with Goldberg because it's going to hurt. I'm just so tired of people. I love when people are always like, they'll get really complacent and be like, man, some legendary figures would be really good right now. And then when the legendary figures show up, it's like, what the hell are they doing here? Why are they taking people's spots? Tell me somebody that should be in that spot against Gunther on Saturday night's main event that earned it.
I don't even think Gunther should be the champion, but that's...
It's bland. It's blatant. It's boring. Give me Goldberg. Give me Gunther. Let me see what happens. I would say that this is not supposed to be Goldberg's spot. This would be Brock's spot if Brock didn't have the lawsuit. His name in a lawsuit right now. Because people want to see Gunther versus Brock. Are we ever going to see it? Maybe not. Maybe so. Who knows? We're getting the next best option in Goldberg.
Or you can be Jey Uso and be like, let's run it back.
I mean, they're tied 1-1.
of that.
So, okay, give me fine. If Gunther wins against Goldberg and there is no cash in, what is the next pay-per-view?
SummerSlam?
No,
Or you have Saturday night main event, right?
You also have
Oh, wait,
Well, they're
no,
at
that's-
Saturday night.
That's
so-
I just recognized that. It's SummerSlam, isn't it? Because
isn't
that's
the Clash in Paris or
no, that's Labor Day weekend.
that is?
Yeah, it's SummerSlam.
So, okay, give me Gunther and Jay for the third time at SummerSlam with a Rollins cash.
Let me just double check. Hold on.
Yeah, it's 1-1, so I guess they have to have that third match by
the
rules
next,
of wrestling.
Next pay-per-view is after Night of Champions is SummerSlam Night 1, SummerSlam Night 2.
So is it
And
Night of
Paris is at
Champions
the-
first and then Saturday nights?
Yes.
Saturday night's main event isn't until July the 12th.
Okay.
And it's fitting. He started in Atlanta, Georgia with the Falcons playing football. He won his first WCW world title in Atlanta, Georgia.
The Georgia Dome.
He's gonna have his last match in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to it. Is it gonna be a 25-minute awesome match? No. Should we expect anything less than 8 minutes max? Probably. It's gonna be probably about an 8-minute match, including intros. That's gonna be about it. But give the man his due. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about, oh, Bret Hart's this and Bret Hart's that, listening to all this. I'm sorry, but Bret Hart is the biggest crybaby alive. Because it used to be superstar Billy Graham. Now it's Bret Hart. All he does is whine and complain about anything and everything. Goldberg did this. Goldberg did that. If you go back and watch that match, Bret Hart screws up 3 times and smacks his head on things, but yet it's Goldberg's foot is the reason he gets the concussion. So I'm tired of hearing the whining and the complaining from him because that's all he ever does. Apparently the New Day are going to defend the tag titles, but we don't know who it is because the promo got cut off.
I'm surprised that they're gonna be defending.
Has anybody noticed that on the Netflix deal?
What?
Like we get this, they've done it multiple times where they're in the middle of an interview or promo and like the Netflix will cut and it'll come back on live TV.
And yeah, it's
'cause
because the countdown at the top right in the corner gets too late, and then that's when they.
Yeah, like they literally
means
cut.
they were running long.
They cut them off. They cut Carrying off the other week. I think they cut Ludwig off the other week. It's kind of funny. They're not giving those guys enough time to cut promos, and they're cutting them
or
off.
they're taking too long, and
Yeah.
half of the New Day stuff is they're bitching at the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Just to go back, Mike, what you were talking about for Raw, that was for Raw. This Raw, next Raw they'll back in Pittsburgh. So
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense that if they do not, what was this? If they don't go to Saudi Arabia, I would say that most likely what they will try to do is move the event to Pittsburgh. Because most likely Pittsburgh doesn't have anything. I don't think probably no concerts or anything lined up that weekend. Hockey's over with. Basketball's over with.
Basketball's over tonight.
There's probably a very good chance that they try to move that event to Pittsburgh. I would say maybe DC or Philadelphia. That would be the three options I would say is going to be the viable ones if they don't go to Saudi Arabia. I would say that it's going to be a Dave Meltzer get off fest because it's going to be a lot of tickets handed out for free to get in because they're not going to have enough time to sell tickets.
Yeah.
But then again, they may not because they haven't been to the East Coast since February. If that, it might have been January that they were on the East Coast. So it might become a hot commodity. I mean, granted, they're not going to, if they're smart, they won't, if they sell tickets, they won't sell them for the price that they've been selling them for so they can sell them.
Yeah.
But people will jump all over
discounted WWE tickets.
In a 3-day span, I bet they could probably sell out one of those 3 arenas.
Probably.
Especially if you, instead of $500, here's a ticket for $150. Uh-oh. Ryan, I think you're muted though.
As Ryan's figuring out his audio issues, AJ, we want to touch on the big thing from Monday. It was that Roxanne is going to the semifinals against Asuka, right? That's the semifinal matchup on the women's side.
Yes.
That's the big one. And what's the men's one? Is it Cody and Jay? That's the big one for the men's?
Yes.
We don't know yet. Well, yeah. Cody and Jay is Monday night.
Winner's going to face Randy. Cody's going to have to go through all
you love it when I'm right, don't you?
No, I hate it. It makes watching it pointless.
The best part of that was I left to go lay down to go to bed to go to work. And like I'm laying up there and I'm watching the match and I'm listening to it. And I hear RKO music hit and I'm like, part 1, succeed. And I was waiting to get messages about, God damn you, Fry.
Sorry.
The men's one I think is pretty cut and dry where they're headed for it. I mean, I think like I said, Cody's got to go through his 2 best friends to
Isn't
get
that
back
2
to
years
Cena.
in a row he's gonna win?
No,
Gunther.
No,
won
Gunther.
last year.
Gunther
What did Cody win?
the Crown Jewel championship.
That's what it was. Okay.
The women's one's kind of awkward because you got Roxanne versus Jade.
Yeah.
And the winner faces Asuka.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean,
Jade's got to win the whole thing, I would hope.
I think Jade wins the whole thing for sure. I really hate Asuka's new finishing move. It's really stupid.
You think it has to do with her injury?
Probably, but you should have at least an ass to do that move, and she doesn't have one. Just my thoughts.
She's growing in other parts, just not the booty.
It's good to see her back. I mean, it's still Asuka, so it's kind of bleh.
I'm glad they brought her
boring.
old theme song back, to be honest. I was hoping she wasn't going to get deferred.
I guess we should touch on Liv. I mean,
yeah.
don't actually touch on her. That'll get you a charge.
She's gonna be out a year.
Possibly. I've
Possibly.
heard 6 months.
That's what I've heard too.
I've heard 6 months with this surgery. You can't blame Kyrie for that at all.
I think it's
but
more of a
that's-
freak
How
incident.
how bad
It's-
of a look is it that the 2 matches she's been back in, somebody gets hurt?
Oh, it
It's-
looks
yeah.
horrible, but you can't blame her for this one.
No, it was a
Um,
Could
freak
she
accident.
have done possible too much torque? Like I don't know.
No. This is
No.
simply Liv. If you watch, Liv jams her hand in the mat when she falls, and it just short drops her arm and her elbow or shoulder pops out.
I was catching shit for saying it's
You did
another
catch shit for it because you
it's
jumped
an-
all over it.
it's another match that somebody gets hurt.
Yeah,
Another
but
match, another
this
person.
this is not Kyrie's fault at all. I mean, she got a lot of bash for it, not just by you because you single her out or social media for that matter. And she posted on Twitter the other
Mhm.
day about, it's never her mission to get into a ring and hurt somebody, and it's worse than all that.
No,
You gotta
but it
think-
is to
I'm in
celebrate
with
like
you.
that.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
you
that
gotta,
that was in bad taste, and that's not the first time she did that. I believe they did that right around WrestleMania's time last year, or at 40. They were dancing and celebrating, or dancing and trying to draw attention to themselves when somebody else was injured.
yeah, think of the mental impact that's on her now because it's like kind of crappy.
Well, yeah, she seems like she's kind of fragile anyway, so it's gonna make it even worse. I don't see them. I've seen the reports. I don't see them stripping Raquel of the tag titles. I see her, which also makes me think Jade's gonna win because they're
Roxanne.
gonna put Roxanne
Yep,
with Jade
yep.
or Raquel.
Yep,
Um,
that's what I've read.
I think it's. I don't.
It's
I
gonna
don't
be like an uneasy relationship that they're gonna form this
I
don't wanna
don't
say-
hate.
a bond that when Liv comes back, she's be like, "So what? You two are best friends now?"
I don't hate it, but I don't
It's-
like it either.
It's also the Rhea thing all over again.
Nah,
Rhea
they
get-
they better
Rhea
not do
gets-
that.
Rhea gets hurt. Dom falls in love with Roxanne now.
I wouldn't do that.
You get what?
Well, even that, this is now the second tag team in a row where we played this. I mean, granted, one was a storyline, but we had Jade get injured and Naomi substituted for her, and they kept the tag titles.
Well, this
Mhm.
would be the third one then, right? No, this is the second one. You're right. I was
So-
thinking more my storyline still.
I don't know. I'm kind of over the women's tag team titles, and I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Unless they're gonna start doing something with them, that's pointless. I mean, at this point, make them the NXT women tag titles and just let NXT play with them. Because there's actually some tag teams down there that have formed. I don't know. I'm just kind of over the women's tag team titles. Unless the plan is to get Raquel and Roxanne together to go to Evolution and
Lose
I
to the
wanna
Bella
face the-
Twins now.
have them lose to the Bella Twins so the Bella Twins can be a tag team champions.
I
don't
hate that
care.
too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
She's got to
kinda
pay.
like
She's got to pay alimony somehow.
I'm not worried about that, but it's more like they were a tag team in an era where there weren't tag team titles.
Yeah, that's a good
They won
point.
the tag titles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could we see Trish and Lita come back?
I would love to see Trish and Lita, the besties. The besties should have been the first tag team champions, in my opinion. Plus, I'm never gonna tell you no to a Trish Stratus appearance. I don't know what the hell you're smoking.
Can you imagine she's like been done with like full time, not just like a small run for like 20 years now?
Yeah, and I love every time she comes back, even when she has a mask on her face.
Let me kind of touch on Dom's thing here because this is and more that I think about it now, it's like I kind of don't want Dom to go after Roxanne because that's just it's gonna not do much for his character, and his character is growing more and more each
They're
day.
booing him again.
Depends on the crowd, but most of the time since Mania he's been getting cheered. But he needs to stay loyal to Liv because if he goes the opposite way, it's just gonna destroy his character even more.
I'm all for long-term storytelling. I truly am. I love long-term storytelling. Because I can't get term out of my mouth. But can we
there you go.
finally put the Judgment Day story and fast forward. It
we
is
need-
so boring, and it's not going anywhere. It feels like it's spinning its tires, and nothing's being done about it. Like, is Ben and Dom the plan for SummerSlam? If
I would
that's the
assume.
case, then let's go. We got a month. Let's go. Do something because it is boring. I miss Carlito playing video games in the background because it was more entertaining.
But that'd be the thing I'd be watching.
I mean, it's just something needs to happen with the Judgment Day. It's coin the old phrase and excuse my language, but it's time to either shit or get off the pot. It's so annoying.
I
It's
mean,
like-
I could.
It's
Go
the
ahead.
first backstage segment every week for Raw, and then maybe one other segment, and it goes nowhere.
I love it when Mike goes, "Oh, we got a Judgment Day segment. We got a Judgment
Yeah.
Day segment," and he's
It's
always right.
I
Yeah,
am
it's the
always right.
first segment every week.
I was just gonna say maybe Monday when they do Raw, Dom comes into the clubhouse and he's just pissed because Liv's hurt, and then he's like complaining at complaining at Raquel and Roxanne or something, and being like, "You supposed to make sure she's healthy or something," and he's just going off on everybody.
Yeah, and I mean the other part of the whole Judgment Day story that needs to be addressed is what the hell are they going to do with AJ Styles?
Hmm.
I mean, he's the one that's supposed to be challenging Dom for the Intercontinental title. At this point, I hope it's Saturday night's main event. That way,
Unfortunately, it is Night of Champions.
oh, is it Night of Champions?
It
Okay, that's
is.
fine too. As long as it wasn't planned for SummerSlam, because I mean, we need a payoff, and I don't want a pay. I didn't want a payoff where it's Dom versus AJ, and it's Finn doing the same thing to Dom that he did to Damian the year before. That would be cheesy as hell.
I think something has to happen either this week or next week. Something big.
Pipe bomb 2.0.
I mean, if you want to switch to that topic, go ahead.
Was there something else on Raw?
Not really.
I don't think so.
No.
Pipe bomb 2.0. Holy cow! I love the callback.
No, not Holy Cow. Holy Castanoli.
I watched it on Saturday morning. I was like, oh, wow.
Do you know why he mentioned Castanoli, Cardona, and
Dolph Ziggler?
Nick Namath?
Yep.
Apparently, insert Seth Rollins in that. They're all in a coffee message chat
Oh.
about coffee places, and he's just like, "Hi guys," but it's a play off of when he said Colt Cabana and CM Punk said Colt Cabana, and I loved it. I love when they're able to bring stuff that possibly happened years ago or different, and just play off of it. He literally played off CM Punk sitting on the ramp doing the famous pipe bomb, while Cena is just resting through a table. Just now Cena's on a top rope in a corner and Punk is in
A Slim Jim table.
this, which people hate. I don't hate. It's product placement.
Yeah, I don't care that there's a Slim Jim logo on a table. Doesn't bug me one bit.
It was definitely interesting. I enjoyed when I watched it. I enjoyed seeing Cena's heel character because that was better than
want-
all the other promos that he's done.
I want this Cena heel the rest of until SummerSlam because
I agree.
the other one was very vanilla and still had the popsicle stick shoved up his ass.
Mm-hmm. I guess at Fanatics Fest or something, he was like saying that they got some real good shit coming forward.
He had fun at Fanatics Fest. He did a ring entrance thing that was pretty over the top. Did a punching bag thing, the arcade game where you punch the bag and you did your score. He swung at it 3 times and didn't hit it, and he turned around, looked at the crowd, and said, "I haven't really punched anybody in 25 years. Thank you." Curtsied and walked off. It was pretty funny. I'll give him that. The LA Knight and Seth Rollins' story is definitely starting to pick up. LA Knight comes out, challenges Seth Rollins. We get a Paul Heyman promo. Then we get Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Poor LA Knight, he gets fed from one group Wolfpack to the next Wolfpack group
I know. That's bad.
with little to no help.
Nope. No help at all.
I feel like you're gonna get I think he needs to move the Raw. I said that when they first announced. First was inklings of there gonna be a draft or a shakeup or something.
I know. I know.
They do it by now.
I know TJ on the notes that he sent us. He wanted kind of touch on Alexa Bliss from SmackDown.
Oh, with the if Charlotte and her are gonna be a tag team, and also Alexa keeps eating what 2 pins in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the segment the segment with Charlotte is hard to watch. I mean, I like Piper Nevin, but damn, that looked brutal.
I was gonna say, was that a rumor that her like foot got smashed or something?
If you just watch the video, you see her foot get caught up underneath the. I think she's all right though. It was hellacious. That was one. I don't think somebody should be in that vulnerable position and get a bomb. Never mind. I was never wrong choice of words. Anyway, but yeah.
Thanks, different
So-
styles. We have plenty of different opinions. Appreciate the
makes-
comment.
That's what makes podcasting fun. I don't mind seeing the Alexa Charlotte thing going on because it keeps everybody happy, I guess, to a point because Charlotte's not winning world titles like she should be. Sorry, just my point of view on that one.
I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't think
Uh,
she really needs it. I'd rather her be in like new storylines in a way.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna put Alexa and Charlotte together and they're gonna win the women's world tag titles, I'm fine with that. As much
I'd
as
like
I'm
to see
kinda-
where it's going.
As much
Yeah.
as I'm kind of over the tag title thing, sure. Do I want to see it end with like, um,
I just hope it doesn't turn into like a Nia Jax Alexa Bliss thing, where Charlotte's gonna be the monster of this team when it happens, and then start treating Alexa Bliss badly, and then Alexa has to come out from underneath her and
no, I think it would
Even-
be more funnier if you twist it and you have Alexa playing the mind games with Charlotte.
Yeah,
Really?
I would agree. I would agree with that.
I don't see that happening though because of Charlotte.
Well, Charlotte's in a different spot than what she was.
Fair point.
Yeah, and Alexa likes to plant that doubt in Charlotte that nobody else can.
Well, she
Mhm.
was. Just look at her face when she was leaning off the ring, just staring at the back of Charlotte, just
Yeah,
here to
like,
save you again.
What if the Alexa character is the one that kind of is able to get the Charlotte character to change from the queen part of Charlotte and kind of knock her down a peg or two? Could
Mhm.
be interesting.
I agree.
Has Charlotte been a tag champion yet?
I do not believe so.
No,
Oh.
but I think too that she needs a little bit of a different character change, in my opinion.
I mean, I like the Queen. It's nostalgic at this point. She's always a badass, but her not being a Queen character intrigues me.
See how deep she
I
can
did
go
not
in her
realize
character.
she was 39 years old.
I mean, she
Oh,
needs to
God.
dig deep into a different character, you know, just
Neither did
one
I.
for once. Mm-hmm. I think that's really about it from the week in wrestling, right? Nothing I don't think anything else has really happened.
Oh, I did not know this. I have to go. As the guru, I am stumped, and I need to go back and look. But apparently, she was the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion with Asuka.
I don't remember that.
That must have been the time when I stopped watching after like 2017, 16, around there.
Let me see the history here.
AJ, seems like we have a comment for a question there.
Yes, it's been 2 months since the women's titles were defended. Now, with her out, we just wait? Question mark.
Now they'll have Roxanne and Raquel defend them.
I would assume Roxanne takes the other half of that tag team championship, and they both go to the races with that, and then we wait for Liv to get back. Ryan, it looks like you're doing research.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out when they. Trying to figure out when they were the tag champs. Yeah, I would say that they're gonna get defended. They probably will get defended Monday. Well, not Monday night because Roxanne has a match. Who knows? Maybe Roxanne will do double duty. R-Truth.
Oh wow,
looks-
I found it.
Okay.
2020 TLC during COVID. That's when they were the tag team champions.
Oh, that's why nobody remembers it. Was
While
during
Asuka
COVID.
was the Raw Women's Champion.
Interesting.
Their reign only lasted a month. January 31st is when it ended.
Who did they lose them to?
Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler.
I forgot that was a tag
Oh.
team too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that gets played out with the women's tag team titles. I don't think we need to have a giant tournament. Although a battle royal would be really nice right about now because we haven't had one in a while.
Colton, I think the majority of us are thinking that Jade is going to probably win the whole thing.
Yeah, Jade.
I think the biggest question of the one with about the women's titles is the women's world title hasn't been defended since WrestleMania.
Nope. And
Tiffany Stratton is over there busting her ass on SmackDown with her title, and
She have a-
Io
does-
hasn't done nothing.
well, and the problem is Io's not gonna have a title match at Night of Champions because you can't do anything in a week. So there's that. That's off the table.
And plans Monday were leading towards Liv getting the world title back, and that's not going to happen now.
Nope.
So
And what's Tiffany? She's in the last women's standing match on Friday.
yes,
So-
it's Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton for the last woman standing for the. That was hilarious on Friday night when Naomi comes out to cash in, and Nia's like, don't you take away what I got, and then, like, pulls her out of the ring 3 times, and it's like, it was interesting for the most part.
Isn't there another not tag team match, but a championship match on Friday? Is it Zelina and Julia with the United States title on Friday?
I have not seen that one posted, but if it was, Julia's going to be the United States champion.
I feel bad for Zelina because they really haven't done much with her title reign.
There's not a whole lot to do.
I know that's a
That's
problem.
the problem.
Mhm.
She's not. If they allowed her to be the character that she portrays on her Twitch channel, where she's more her and more open and more like, because they won't let them do like the cosplay stuff as much. That's where I feel like she strives.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to sound misogynist in any way, shape, or form, but it's not believable for a woman any ethnicity, because normally it's the Asian women that are this, but it's not believable for a 4 foot tall woman to be a champion amongst women that are 6 foot tall and weigh 100 pounds more than them. It's just not, there's no believability. I'm sorry. There's just not. Rio from Japan with AEW when she won the women's championship against uh Nyla Rose or whatever her name was, yes. It's just
I
not
would love
believable.
that. Colton in the chat goes, at Evolution, Trish versus Tiffany for the title. I don't know how they would build it that fast, but I would love that.
Yeah, but Trish and Tiffy are friends.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how they would build it.
Yeah.
Would be a heck of a match.
I mean, if you're gonna give me Trish at Evolution, just go ahead and give me Trish and Lita versus Nikki and Brie versus. Give me the three. I would pay for that. Give me 3 generations of female tag teams for the tag team titles. Give me Trish and Lita versus the Bellas versus Raquel and Roxanne for the women's tag team titles. I'm all for it.
I like that one.
That'd be good.
That I love how they'll do the generational stuff with the men, but they won't do it with the women. Keep in mind also, we've had the men come back like Goldberg and Brock and all those guys, and they instantly win the world titles or they go for the world titles and get them. We've never had that with the females. We've not had a female wrestler come back from an era and win a world title. Either one of them. And you would think Trish would be number 1 on that list of people that could win the world title. I mean, granted, if she was probably still alive, China would have fit that perfectly. Can you imagine having a China versus Rhea matchup at WrestleMania? That would have been insane. It's hilarious how they'll do that stuff with the men, but they won't do it with the women.
Yeah.
So, do we have a what if this week?
Not the one off the top of my head. I'd have to go back pretty far to look at them, but
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot on top of that head.
thanks. Thanks, appreciate it.
Oh, Mike, have you watched the live stream any from yesterday? From the 24
Not
race?
recently. No.
All right, well, probably I want to say it's probably an hour or so into it.
Not
Holy-
even.
Holy crap. I know this is not wrestling related, but holy crap.
Go ahead.
The Rockets have acquired Kevin Durant.
Oh, okay. I thought at this time period, saying Rockets first could lead to a really different situation. So, okay. But anyhow, so like there's a segment in the morning where AJ goes, "I'll be right back. I gotta fix something."
Yeah.
And I wasn't even really thinking, and I forgot my mic was open, and I just went, "Well, it's not his hair." I literally killed everybody else in the chat.
I'm right back. Keep going.
So the Rockets acquired Kevin Durant. No hope for him to come home to DC anytime soon.
The Rockets gave up Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the 10th overall pick in the 2025 draft, and 5 second-round picks.
Jesus. I hope they got more than just Durant.
No, just Durant.
Holy crap.
Uh-huh.
Basketball will trade away the farm for one player that's out of date and overpaid.
No kidding.
Mike, do you have a what if?
Mm,
I don't watch basketball. He plays for Boston, right? I
that's
don't know.
funny. I saw that too.
Uh,
Not off the top of my head.
I got one for you.
What's it? What do you got?
Well, I'll keep it simple and close. What if Rhea doesn't get hurt the night after WrestleMania?
I still think that feud ends up how it goes, but I think the time off that she had for her injury definitely helped the process. But I still think at SummerSlam they build it all the way to SummerSlam, and I still think Dom does what he does.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What do you think?
Do you know what would have been the benefit of Rhea not getting hurt?
Who's that?
Becky Lynch wouldn't have had a world title reign.
Sorry
That's a
about
good
that, boys.
point.
bunch of
That's a good
screaming
point.
going on. Apparently, we just had a big ass bear literally just walk around our yard while the kids were outside.
Big what?
Bear.
A bear? Well,
Bear,
how could
yeah.
a bear? How could a bear walk around when you were here on camera?
Got him.
Don't do the roar. That was really like roar. I
So
might
yeah,
I might have pictures and videos later.
Okay.
If Rhea doesn't get hurt, then we don't have a Becky Lynch title reign for a month.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'd be okay with.
Oh yeah, we didn't touch on that.
Go ahead, touch on it now since we're on the
Touch on-
topic.
We didn't touch on Bailey.
There you go.
The
Oh,
Bailey, the Bailey Becky promo from Monday night was amazing. Clunky, but amazing. You could kind of tell that Bailey towards the end didn't know where she was going with things, but I really wasn't listening to her talk. I think Bailey versus Becky for the IC title, one, it elevates the IC title that needs desperate elevation.
Yep.
Make it more interesting and make Lyra the special guest referee for it would be pretty fun.
Ooh, that would be
Don't
good.
put her in the match, just make her a referee.
That'd be
Yep.
pretty sweet.
I agree.
I'm not a fan of Becky Lynch. She shows up. I hear the correlation now where her nickname is Becky Hogan, and I laugh because
Becky Karen.
she hasn't put anybody over. Hogan at least tried to put people over. I think the one on the other channel is more of a that doesn't work for me, bro type person. As she now has 6 women's championships to her reign.
Oh, speaking about women, now it's really starting to have fire to it. Where Britt Baker is going to be signing with WWE. Did we also talk
one
about
can only
Mariah May?
one can only hope that Britt Baker signs with WWE soon.
Uh-huh.
Because you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. It is everywhere now.
Where there's smoke, there's meat. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Food.
But based off what happened on Tuesday, Mariah May needs all the help she can get.
Yeah. Did you realize that they changed her name to Blake Monroe, and then there's a porn star named Blake Monroe? Evidently, she's like really old though, so it works out good. Yeah, the Fatal 4-Way this coming Tuesday night. I believe it is Blake Monroe, Jordan Grace, Izzy Dame, who got the win over Azaria because of Tatum Paxley. Damn you, girl. And I can't think of who the 4th one is, to be honest with you. It may be Lash Legend. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I know
the
Lash
winner
Legend
gets-
was in the ring a couple weeks ago, bitching at everybody.
The winner gets the shot at the NXT Women's Championship at Evolution.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to that. Evolution's going to be fun.
They're talking about adding a 4th member to Seth Rollins' faction, and 2 names that are rumored is one Ethan Page and the other one's Ricky Saints, based off some rumors.
I'd rather have
Yeah.
Ethan Page.
And apparently Paul Heyman has already shot that down
Oh, really?
from what I've saw. Does it need a 4th member? Probably. Could it use somebody? Why not? Why can't it ever be a female? Why can't a faction be? The culling is the perfect example of what a faction should.
I mean, also look at American Made.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
True. But it's like, give me a full rounded faction that can take every division. On the show, like, give me one that can take the women's title. Give me one that can take the mid card tag titles and main title. Do I
Well,
want to see that again? Because we had it with Evolution to a point. And
We also had it with
there wasn't a women's title on Raw at that time. But no, I mean, but give me domination if you're gonna give me domination.
Well, that's why I'm still surprised Becky Lynch hasn't been added to that group either.
Especially since she's also playing the heel.
Uh
Yeah.
huh.
And it's not like
Yep.
she's being a face and Seth's being a heel. They're both being heels.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I totally agree. It is, yes, it is right. It is Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace, Jada Parker, Izzy Dame, and Lash Legend, all qualifying for a fatal 4-way to crown the number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Title at Evolution.
Blake Monroe's not in that match either.
Nope.
Okay.
So I would say that they're probably planning for her after she's probably gonna face Fallon Henley first. So that match will probably take place on NXT or Evolution. Who knows though? Because we do have the Great American Bash before Evolution.
No, that's a good point.
So it could be Blake Monroe versus JC Jane at Great American Bash. The Obafemi and Jasper Troy story kind of continues. The family, as AJ loves the family on NXT, they're still having their problems. It'll be very, very interesting. I'm intrigued with NXT to see where they go. I like Jada Parker. I feel like she's the next one to be the women's champion. To be honest with you, you're muted.
You think she takes it off of Fallon Henley?
You mean off of JCJ?
Yeah, shit, yes.
She very well could be. I think Jada Parker should. I mean, I love that JC Jane won the women's title when she did, but I had Jada Parker winning it in that match. I think Jada Parker she's definitely, how you want to say it? She's definitely money. And she's going to be a factor in WWE for a while. Izzy Dame has stepped out and became a threat. Braun Breaker has rubbed off on her a lot. I mean,
No pun intended.
yeah. And the social media, if you don't have her on social media, on TikTok and everything, it's pretty funny to watch her and Braun Breaker outside of wrestling. It's quite entertaining because like she works on cardio and can run and Braun doesn't. And like there's a one video where she's way far ahead of him running. And when he gets done, he looks at her like, I hate your guts. So
Braun just needs like a 5-second head start, and he can just spear the crap out of somebody and be like, "All right, I'm done. That's it for me for cardio."
Oh, did you guys catch wind of the, as we like to call them when they're a knockoff, the Temu? That there's a Temu Braun Breaker in AEW?
No.
I saw the clip. I don't know who this guy was, and I don't care to know who this guy was. But he attempted to do the whole run around the ring, Braun Breaker spear thing to Big Bill, who is, what the hell was his name in WWE? Big Cass from Enzo and Cass.
Oh my
Big
goodness.
Bill? Yeah, he attempts to do the spear, comes all the way around, and Big Bill makes him eat his boot. It was quite hilarious. So now AEW's poking fun at the stars on WWE. It's back and forth. It's all in fun, but it's still fun to watch.
Yeah. You want to touch on your 6-belt lady?
No need. Evidently, she's dating a guy that dresses like a bull.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's dating Beast Tormes, which is before was Black Tars. Evidently, they're dating. He must not have an ego because she's got all the ego that for both of them. Apparently, he's going to be a lawyer soon. He graduates and becomes a lawyer. So, more power to him.
Wait, so she's dating somebody younger than her?
I believe so, but who knows? Now, yeah, she won 6 titles now. It's kind of getting ridiculous. Everybody kind of
she's her own Bullet Club.
Rooting for Tony Storm to not let her win the AEW Women's Title at All In. I don't know, which one are you guys watching? You watching Bash, the Great American Bash, or All In?
No,
the one I don't have to pay for.
I was gonna say, isn't it the Bash?
Evolution?
Well, I think is it the Bash and Saturday Night Main Events on the same night as All In, and then the next day's Evolution?
No, it's the week. The Saturday night's main event is the week after
Is it after?
all of those events. Yeah,
I
it's
I saw it the same weekend as Evolution, because it's all in Atlanta.
maybe you're right.
Let me just double check here. Hold on.
I think the Bash is the same night as All In.
See, the Great American Bash is July 12th. Saturday night's main event, July 12th. Evolution, July 13th. All from the Safe Farm Arena in Atlanta.
So we're getting the Great American Bash in the afternoon, then the Saturday night's main event.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's gonna be one busy weekend of wrestling.
And then for the people that enjoy the other company, July 12th is All In.
Yeah, we might be double dipping that night. I may get All In just to watch it, just to see how horrible it is.
It's All In Texas.
Well, you know what's in Texas.
I
All
almost
his
said
exes.
it. I almost said it, Ryan. And you, sir, do not have horns.
So I know like the main event is supposed to be Hangman Page versus Moxley. We're getting Omega Okada 54,555.
Oh, but it'll be like an 11-star match, though.
I don't know though. It's not in the Tokyo Dome. It'll have a different feel to it. It won't be at 3:00 in the morning. It will be at normal time. So I don't know how Meltzer will feel about that one.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's at the
but
baseball stadium too.
I'm gonna give it a try. No guarantees, but
I have nothing else outside of excited.
maybe if you guys want something to go watch, WWE Vault on YouTube.
Oh my god,
got a bunch of King of the Rings posted. If you want to go back and watch some of them,
It looks like they're starting. Looks like they're starting to post Roman Reigns' post Shield story. So that's probably gonna be in multiple parts.
Yeah, evidently there's a live stream of all the King of the Ring matches. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I did see, I'm looking at it right now. Somebody pointed out John Cena's promo last night. There's a reason he used those three people's names. That's not the Coffee Club thing. You're muted again.
It's not?
Yeah. It was Matt Cardona, Nick Namath,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and Claudio Castagnoli. It equals to being Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Colt Cabana. Matt Cardona, Matt Jackson, Nick Namath, Nick Jackson, Claudio Castagnoli, 2 C's, Colt Cabana.
That makes sense. I see where you're going with that.
That's pretty funny.
That's
a way to shout out the Young Bucks without shouting out the Young Bucks, knowing that Punk doesn't like them. Pretty clever if you think about it.
Yeah.
I think
do I think this is somebody putting way too much thought into it? Probably.
Yeah.
But still, it's pretty clever to think about.
I love how Nick Namath and Matt Cardona both responded on Twitter, and they're like, "Hey, John," and then Nick's like, "Danger Zone."
Spoiler: I don't know if I believe this was on their tapings, but the group of people that were attacking people in NXT, the ones that the lights would go out.
The Shield wannabe. The Shield wannabe.
Yeah, I can't think of what their name are.
Dark Order.
They attacked Matt Cardona on TNA taping this week. So could we be getting Matt Cardona at NXT?
Sign me up.
I would say yeah.
Could we get Matt Cardona to take the TNA title off of
Trick Williams?
Trick Williams.
That'd be cool.
On NXT television?
That'd be cool.
That NXT arena may be small. That performance center may be small. But if Matt Cardona's music and his board hits, that place will sound like Madison Square Garden when Triple H came back.
Oh damn!
Do you also read this week that Gail Kim was supposedly at NXT backstage?
Possibly. I also saw, if you like a little comedy relief, that Gail Kim and her husband, Chef Robert Irvine, were on an episode of Burt Kreischer's I Think Something's Burning podcast. I've yet to go back and watch it, but it's probably going to be pretty funny because it's Burt. And Burt's now got this fandom for professional wrestling that I think is fantastic. Him and Tom literally spent an hour of their podcast talking about their adventures in wrestling. And Tom hates wrestling. That's even funnier. So, good thing we left not on an AEW note because that's a sour note to leave for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
What do we got looking forward? We got Cody and Jay Monday night, Jade and Roxanne Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else announced yet? It's Sunday, so that means Adam Pearce could be announcing what's on Raw any moment.
Give me a second.
I say that's normally when he makes his normal post.
I got nothing else. I'm just excited to see where we go and to see if Night of Champions actually goes off.
Nothing from Adam Pearce yet on Monday.
It'll be like NASCAR going to Mexico with all the police escorts and the military escorts.
One report that came out says that WWE is currently monitoring the situation around Night of Champions.
Yeah, I would imagine that's the smart move. So I mean, Adam Pearce will make his announcement later on today on what to expect for Raw. Who knows what to expect? We'll know more towards the middle of the week whether Night of Champions will be a stateside show or they're going to go over. I'm banking on it being a stateside show, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, didn't at the beginning of the show you said that they're probably still going over?
Yeah, but the more things that I'm reading and looking at, it's going to be a stateside show. I just feel like it. I feel like they're not going to.
Don't stress out the talent by having to go over there.
Yeah. As much as I remember, this is a different regime than the Vince McMahon regime going to Saudi Arabia.
Or even going over for the tribute to the troops.
Well, they haven't gone for tribute for the troops in the last 8 years.
Well, but what I'm saying, back in the day, while we had people in Afghanistan and all that stuff, they would go over. But, Mike, you still looking up what you're trying to find?
Yeah, I was just trying to see if I could find anything else about Raw on Monday, but nothing's been. Oh well, here we go. Nothing outside of what we already talked about. Bailey and Becky for the IC Women's titles now confirmed for Raw.
Oh wow, okay.
But that's about it.
Unfortunately, I think Becky's still gonna hold on to it unless Lyra gets involved, and then that probably ends up being a triple threat match at some point. But yeah, I appreciate the people we had in the chat. That was fun watching the chat go off. Thank you, everybody. Hit that like button, subscribe. We have the regular Nerds show on Thursday. We're talking about Leroy and Stitch on 626.
How many more Stitch things do you guys got?
Well, this is the last one because it's ending on 626.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but sure.
It's his experiment number. 626.
I never watched any of the Lilo Stitch.
Wow.
That's a classic.
For you youngins.
That's fair.
Oh, you're only 6 years older than I am.
That's a big gap in Disney World. That's like a charge.
That's
a charge. Depending on where you go.
What do you guys got lined up for July? I want to know what episodes I can be a part of. Nothing fun?
I honestly don't know. I get told show of.
You didn't catch that.
I did not catch it apparently.
I said, what do you guys got going on for July? Nothing fun?
Oh, well, it's all fun.
It's all fair in love and war.
There's a lot. 2025.
Adam Pearce has posted the same comment on Twitter both days in the last 2 days. Love somebody today.
Uh,
That's it.
we only have our first 2 shows of July labeled out. That's it right now. And then our last show. We're gonna talk about the musical Hamilton, then Sonic 3, and then July 31st, it's the new Captain America movie.
Brave New World.
Yeah.
I'm in.
You
Oh,
should
well.
give us. You should give us your review on F1.
I will. I have to. For the reason why I'm going to see the movie early.
Yeah, didn't you hear, Mike? Our AJ is growing up and is moving up in the world.
Good for
Going to-
him.
He's going to see private screenings of movies now.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't get like the A-list tier because apparently a lot of actual like review like streamers and all that stuff went and saw it yesterday. So I get it like the day before or 2 days before the movie comes out. So yeah. Still early, right?
It's still pretty cool. I mean, I'm hoping for that day to come that we finally get brought into the PC for after our wrestling show would be pretty freaking sweet.
I think we have a long way to go, pal.
I don't know. Evidently, all you gotta do is pay for a ticket. Oh, I see the video of the bear.
My wife
Jake
put it.
posted it. Your wife posted it. And Jake took the video. That's not a big bear. That's a little bear. I'm a little guy.
I'm pretty sure a bear is still a bear.
That's Boo Boo.
That's boo boo.
That ain't even Yogi.
Pretty sure a bear is still a bear. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. I'm about to go have pancakes, so. Ha!
Go
Bye.
outside and eat them on your porch so the honey Yogi
Yeah.
and Boo Boo can get them.
Nope.
Yep, exactly.
No balls.
Yeah, you damn right.
No balls.
Not existent.
They're in
Not
Jess's
there
purse.
anymore.
They're in Jess's. Wait a minute. Are we out yet?
No.
The fat man ain't here, so.
Bye.